All right. So, I'm currently involved in August. I'm involved in 3 hack weeks. Um, I'm on the organizing team for one with NASA for some PACE, some ocean color data, and then involved with eScience as a helper for their sort of NASA. It's sort of three different groups. They're running a big one in Seattle, and then Ocean Hack Week. And with the eScience one, I am participating in their training program, and for um, Hack Week organizers and tutorial developers, and then using that information to help me with the infrastructure for the PACE Hack Week. So this Jupyter Notebook template is something that the eScience team has been working on for a while to help streamline how they create their websites and their Jupyter books for their events. So this is a template repo, and we can click here to see kind of what it looks like, what it creates. It uses the Python cookie cutter module to that helps you create like template websites. So it creates this splash page, and has YAML that helps you create these sorts of things. Same with your like schedule, all that good stuff. So this is all kind of in a cookie cutter template thing that's in the repo. And then it also has integration for your Jupyter book, which is a lot like our Quarto book in structure. You're going to have a folder with your content, and um, you got these like example tutorials and stuff. All right. So I have been working with this. Okay, yes, for the PASAC week. And no, you're kidding me. Why do you keep doing this? Um, Great. Okay, so using it for this, and so was able to adapt it fairly easily. So it's a pretty nice little setup. And what I'm going to show today is this Netlify um, workflow, GitHub workflow that they have to automatically create a preview of a change. And so what this does is you put in a pull request for a change. That's not a very good one. Let's use this one. You put in a pull request for a change, and then you give it the label preview, and the combination of those two, a pull request and a label of preview, triggers this workflow that deploys your pull request into a Netlify so that you can preview the changes before you integrate those into the main website. So you can see here I made a pull request, and it runs this. I'm going to demo it so you see it in action, but I'm going to click here to show you what you see. So this would be a preview of those changes, so it's not on the main one. So let's see how this workflow, let's see the workflow in action. I'm going to create a pull request. So normally I would be doing this either on my laptop or Jupyter Hub, wherever I'm working. I'm going to do it in GitHub to demo. So first thing I want to do is I want to create a branch. Okay, so I'm going to create that. And then I'm going to make a, just a change to the README just so we can, is it going to trigger it? No. What is going to trigger this? Okay, I think this will trigger this. TOC, update intro, this should be here. Let's edit that. Actually make a change. So commit that change. So I'm going to commit, making sure I'm committing to this branch. So go ahead and commit that. All right, and now I'm going to go into my pull request, and so it helps me out. So I do my pull request. So the key thing here is to trigger that preview thing. I do need to label this preview. There we go. So it's got that. And now I'm going to create it. Okay, so that's all good. And you can see that that triggered these checks. Lots of things. I think it's a little excessive. But it's going to trigger the website build. Oh, I mean, it's excessive for my purposes. Fantastic for theirs. I may cut some of these out. So it's rebuilding on here. And they've got some quality control things. So the way they have their build set up, they do by default, they will re-execute their Jupyter notebooks. I have turned that off because we only put in rendered notebooks, but you could have it execute them if you want. So you see it ran those, it passed all the checks, and it created this. So now I can go here and I think it was the about, yeah, here, looking forward to seeing you. So I can see that. Yeah. And then we can go back to, not there. Let's go back here. So now if I'm happy with that, I can accept that. But maybe I'm not happy with that. I can go back here and I want to be on that branch here. Let's make sure we're here. So I'm here and intro, let's go back here. Let's edit this. Actually, I wasn't really happy with that, so I'm going to get rid of it. Commit. Okay. Commit. And this should re-trigger all these things happening. Yeah. So you see, making a change on that branch, the pull request is already in, so it's going to re-trigger running everything. So you can keep like going back and forth with your preview and then letting it, you know, regenerate things. So this is why, like, I feel like all these tests is a little excessive for me. I would want in my preview not to like rebuild, do these things. So I'll probably change that a little bit. And so now if I go here, I can preview and it's gotten rid of it. So at this point, if I'm happy with the changes, I can go ahead into my pull request and merge my pull request. I'm not going to do that. I will delete it, but it shows you how that kind of works, how that creates the preview for the user. Let's look at what this workflow looks like. It is this Netlify preview workflow right here. You can see how it's being triggered on a pull request, and it's labeled. get types labeled. Huh? Maybe it's any labeled. Huh. I thought it was. Oh no, here it is. See here, if contains preview. Checks it out. It sets up Earth data login, and that is because it is executing things. Because I'm not executing things, I don't actually need that. Build resources is a script they have. That is where it has the code to actually build the Jupyter book. So that's where your Jupyter book command is. So it's doing that. And then here is the deploy part on Netlify. And to get that to work, you set up a Netlify account, and then you link it to GitHub, and you turn off its automatic deployment, and you just have that triggered by GitHub. You create a couple different repo secrets. I can kind of show you how that works, but let me stop here. I think that's it. It's just this workflow, and then linking up to Netlify that gets it working. Okay, I'm going to stop there for a sec, see any questions about that, or comments, or anything you'd like me to show there.
Danny asked in the chat if it's a paid service. And then Rupesh replied, oh, I lost it. That yeah, there is a free tier, but is this using the free tier, Eli?
This is using the free tier.
Awesome.
The free tier is free for public repos. If you have private repos, then you do have to pay. But if it's a public repo, it's free. The Netlify setup does take a few steps. Fortunately, if you go into their template and you look at docs, they have a nice little MD here that walks you through exactly how to set it up. So basically, you're going to create that account, and then you click on that and you install it for the organization and then for whatever repo you want. And then the next thing that you do is you go and you add a new site. And when you click that down, it's going to say like import or something. And then when you click that, you're going to get this, and you click deploy with GitHub. And you select the right org. And then again, you select the right repo. So you kind of had to install it on that repo, and then you can select the repo here, give it a name. You do this step where you disable the main so that it's only showing up for previews. You go and you have to go to the site overview. If you click right there, then you would get the site ID. You're going to copy that and you save that as a secret for the repo. And then you're going to go into your account and you will generate a personal access token under applications. You save that, and then you save that to a secret. And that's kind of all you need. Let me show you how you create those secrets if you've never done that before. So on your repo.
Eli, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, stop.
So you had that, so this is only using Netlify for the preview. So is the main site hosted another way? Is it hosted like on GitHub Pages, or like where's the main site hosted?
GitHub Pages.
Okay, cool. So we could use if we didn't want to go through the Netlify for the cookbook, to like change the hosting, we could just use it for the deploy previews.
Correct. Yeah, so that's how
awesome.
they do it. they have deploy with GitHub Pages, and they use Netlify just for the preview.
That's pretty sweet. Do you know why they don't use, just out of curiosity, like why do they have them split? And why they don't use Netlify for the main site?
I do not know why.
Okay, just curious.
Do they use?
I mean, it could be that it's they're in the same position as us, is that they were hosting on GitHub Pages and then said, hey, we could use this for previews, but we don't want to bother changing our main, because you like if you don't have a DNS, you'd have to like well, even if you did have a DNS, but you have to change where it mirrors to, and it would change the URL. So
Yeah. You see here they're using, they have like Hackbook template, hackweek.io.
yeah,
But I do know that for their GitHub pages, I show how you set that up. So pages. So you're deploying via GitHub Actions.
right.
And then they have this I didn't create this. This is all part of that template that they create. So they have this deploy
Right.
right here. This that is deploying for you.
Cool. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, I thought, I'd seen it before, and I like I'd seen it make those previews, but I just learned this week exactly the machinery kind of that's doing it in the background.
Yeah.
And I set it up for ours.